about ways we can avoid arguments. At best, an argument can cause a miserable feeling, it can spoil a beautiful day. And at worst, we can end up having a family feud, we can have acrimony lasting for years, and arguments are the stuff that split up families. They can be so destructive. So how do we avoid arguments? I have a few tips today which I hope will work for you. They're common sense really, but you know, when we're upset, when we're feeling really bad in the middle of an argument, rationality goes out the window because we're so upset. So one of the first things we can do with an argument, if it looks like the two people aren't agreeing and it's not going to be resolved, maybe it's a good idea to try to stop the argument, to walk away from that argument. If not, if we can't actually walk away, if we can't actually move away from the vicinity of that argument, if it's the middle of the night, for example, and we're with that person, then we maybe need to turn away from the argument, either change the subject, that can work, or to read a book or something like that, or just say, let's leave this for the time being, and let's take it up again later when we're both feeling a bit more rational. One of the most important things to do in an argument is not to say what you're thinking, because when you're feeling that red mist, the anger, or maybe the pain, that real searing pain inside yourself when somebody said something about you or to you which really hurts, we are ready to lash out. Not all of us do. Some people lash out a lot more than others, but it's not going to be productive. The things which are going to be said are going to be destructive, painful, and definitely not going to help. They can actually cause years of pain, things which are said in arguments. They can make it impossible for people to resolve anything or get reconciled. So don't say what you're thinking when you're really angry. Count to 10. That is one thing which we often hear about. Counting to 10 very often isn't enough. Maybe count another 10 or another 10, or if it's possible to walk round the block and count another 10, 20, 5 minutes even. But it does give us that time for our heart rate to come down, to start to feel a little bit more rational, a little bit more human, and a little bit more sensible. Walk a mile rather than have an argument. My father always used to say it's so much better to go away and walk a mile, walk 2 or 3 miles, even 10 miles, and avoid that argument. Go and do something else, preferably gentle physical exercise. That can get rid of the adrenaline, it can lower our heart rate, it can lower our blood pressure, all those things which are so destructive, which can cause so much trouble and pain. When we're feeling really bad in the middle of an argument or just after an argument, we can be feeling shaky. It's a good idea to try to just go inside yourself and feel exactly what it is you're feeling. Because a lot of us don't really know what we're feeling in the middle of a row. It just happens, it's just there, and we just react and we react. But feel what's inside. Is it anger? Is it pain? Is it injustice? Is it frustration? Not feeling heard? Try to understand how you're feeling, at least, first of all. And you're probably going to realise that you are shaking, that you're definitely not your best. So the next thing to think about is don't just jump into a car and drive away. Don't operate machinery. When you're feeling as angry or as upset as that, it could be like drinking and driving. It's going to impair our judgment when we're trying to do something, a very concentrated action like driving or operating this machinery. So never do that right away. Even if that's your job, go and take 5 minutes to calm down, try to get yourself a break. Road rage, we all know about it, how destructive, how it kills people, how it destroys lives. It just shows 1 second, one little tiny second of human failing can shatter lives. So think about that. Think about the other person's view. While you're calming down, nobody is perfectly right. None of us are 100% right. We're all human. We all make mistakes. So try to think of that other person's point of view. Try to bring back some compassion for that other person as well as yourself. Feel compassion for yourself. Feel where you're coming from. Feel compassion for the other person. This is an obvious one, but it's so hard to do it. It's really hard when we're completely absorbed with our own feelings and our own upset and our own pain. But think about why that other person has said what they've said or done what they've done. We're not all perfect. None of us are perfect. We're all human. We do things. We make mistakes. Give the other person a break. When you're feeling calmer, that's maybe a better time to try to talk to the other person again, to try to find a compromise, to tell them you think you might understand a bit more about the way they're feeling, but that your feelings are important and it's a good idea to try to find a compromise somehow, to reach out to the other person. When we're talking to people, it's so easy for us to say, you made me feel like this, you made me do this. This is so counterproductive. It's a way of accusing somebody else. It's just going to raise their hackles. It's just going to alienate them. It's not going to work. If you say, I feel like this, I feel discounted, I feel bad or mad or sad, they don't feel as threatened that way. The other person doesn't feel so threatened. It's your feelings. As long as those feelings are not expressed in an accusatory way again, like I feel I was made to do such and such, or just I felt sad, I felt bad, I'm frightened, I feel frightened. Anything that is there inside you to try and express your point of view and how this argument can be resolved. I'm wishing you the best of luck and I'm hoping to talk to you again soon. Bye.